Hello and welcome to Supreme Commander Fortune Lines Forever. This is the final of the I5 giveaway tournament hosted by Morax. Two unlikely finalists, I would say. So there's a lot of good players in this tournament, a lot of good 1v1 players. And these players are better known for their team gameplay. Especially down here we have EcoNoob going Seraphim in the red, and unfortunately also in red because these guys are just dickheads. It's Farms, and he's going UEF, and he's going first bomber. Maybe I should turn on the team colors. How does that work again? Oh, maybe it doesn't work as an observer. Ah, okay. Well, that sucks ass. So, EcoNoob going first land, second air. This bomber will arrive before there's an NT out, long before. So you can see the build. He should have paused there, maybe at the end, and he paused a bit too late. The bomber's already gone. He did stall slightly, so that slowed down the bomber, but that's fine. I think you don't want to send the scout too quickly here, because then it just gives away that you're going first bomber and gives your enemy crucial extra seconds to react. So he does actually, looks like he's slowing down, doesn't want to give it away. It's nice. When the bomber gets closer, he's gonna send the scout in back in his base. He's going for the hydro, needs to get a land factory up. And the advantage of going first bomber here for him is that he's against Seraphim, so there's no labs. The big problem with going first bomber is that you can just get wrecked by labs. That's one of the big problems. No such problem against Seraphim. That's a dodge. Nicely done. Oh, so much damage on the second NG, even though he wasn't targeted. This UEF bomber is pretty nice. Has a lot of damage on it. But a lot of the damage comes from the napalm. The afterburn. There goes that guy. This engineer also died, and this one as well. No dodge. He's dead. Anti-air didn't do a whole lot of damage, and we have an interceptor out. So maybe EcoNoob shouldn't have invested in two anti-airs, given that he's going to have an inti very quickly. And he has the bomber locked. Now we have tanks. Need to move across the map very quickly for EcoNoob, try and get some raiding done, because farm should be low on tanks. Has no tanks out as of yet. There's a lot of reclaim on this map in various patches, and it's very important to get quite quickly. You also have hydrocarbons in your expansion, which are going to help you use that reclaim. There's also these mid mexes, which are really the only mexes which are directly between the two players. The other mexes are basically on one player's side, and they're for the taking. These are in mid, and there's importantly a nice bit of reclaim. Couple hundred, few hundred, not sure exactly how much, but definitely want to grab that when you go to mid. And the ACU for EcoNoob is going to move to the bottom side. Secure this expansion. He'll be trying to send most of his tanks to the top, most likely. Farms XDing in the chat for whatever reason. Who knows? So you can go for, you can see there's so much mass here. All this reclaim can be put into early economy. And total mass is a lot more for farms. He has got a lot more of the reclaim. You can see EcoNoob barely touched the reclaim in his base, so that's perhaps some 1v1 inexperience. This is a common map in ladder, very well known 1v1 map, but EcoNoob hasn't played much ladder at all. Farms has played a bit, maybe a bit more than EcoNoob recently. I did see EcoNoob playing some ladder, perhaps in preparation for this particular tournament, given there is a CPU on the line and also money prizes for second and third. So he put in a bit of practice. And it's evidently paid off, because other players in this tourney include, well, the new good players like well, Thomas Hyatt was in this tournament. We have was Turin in this tournament. I'm not sure. Zlo was in the tournament. Ajax, some very good players, and that is a dead engineer expanding. Very nice kill for this bomber. Great time to send a bomber. I mean, it's quite late to actually have an engineer coming out here. I think we may have already had a raid. Oh, and you got two in the base, which were perhaps assisting this factory. Not a bad couple of kills there. Expansion wise, we see factory up here. That's going to help secure this expansion, so he can reinforce it more quickly. If he uses an engineer, he can build more quickly and not lose too much time in his expansion. You can see doing the same down here with this factory. Also grabbing the reclaim. They're still reclaiming his base, and that's really pretty bad for EcoNoob to just not be using that reclaim. You can see farms cleaned up everything here, and we'll be going to work on the other few patches. We have some raids all over the map. Fortunately, it's difficult to see because of the fucking colors. Big thanks to these two for choosing these colors. Nice raid coming through here. Looking to avoid the ACU. Very slow expansion here for farms, and it looks like these tanks could come down here and slow it down even more. We have a group of tanks getting caught out. They have no scout with them, so difficult to make the correct adjustments to where you're sending the tanks. This is pretty nice. It's a good fight. It's getting nice cost-efficient fight there. He has more tanks taking out farms tanks and maneuvering around the ACU well, while also cutting out a lot of farms attacks here. Now this is a big opportunity. This is completely undefended because farms is scrambling to attempt to defend all of this raiding on the top. All these mechs are going to die. ACU just chasing and not managing to do anything. But this huge missed opportunity for farms. He's just, or EcoNoob I should say. This should all be dead. I mean, these tanks have been sitting here for so long, and if he just rallied them across the map, he would be in a far better spot. We can see 100 more power for EcoNoob. That's pretty nice for him, because there is a lot of mass, and I'm really surprised that no one's ecoing here. I mean, farms, you can see one mechs, but these guys are supposed to be team game players. And team games are all about those T2 mexes, and this map is definitely about the T2 mexes. These games can go very long, and yeah, so it's quite surprising there's not much eco. We're already at 9.5 minutes. We do have T2 land coming up for EcoNoob and also for farms. Very similar time, not particularly quick. Had a lot of T1 land so far, and we are seeing some raiding now. Eventually, still farms not able to defend here. And also you can see here EcoNoob didn't leave many tanks behind, didn't leave much mass behind, even though he was running all around the place here. Managed to, I think, save a lot of these tanks. We have some damaged guys here that are probably the ones that are doing the raiding, like this guy with 4 kills. So good work here again. Comes in, kills a couple of mexes, farms has reacted, and then saves the tanks. Do not want to be leaving reclaim after just killing a couple T1 mexes. You're actually hurting yourself if you're losing tanks and leaving 10 T1 Rex behind you for your enemy to gather up. Still reclaim untaken for EcoNoob. 2k mass in reclaim. That is how far ahead farms is. That's a lot. It's a hell of a lot. Ecoing going on, we have assists, and overall just a sort of mirror game here. Control of mid for EcoNoob. He doesn't have the mexes, however. We have the gun upgrade coming for farms. He wants to make a push. We have the T2 coming out. We'll probably see many support factories, and we'll see a gun T2 land push, as is the farm style of UEF gameplay. More air factories being added. Only one support factory so far. Perhaps we'll see some in the expansion. Yes, there's one. And down here perhaps as well. I don't see one yet. 2 HQs, says Low. Oh. Well spotted. Yes, we have many observers in this for this final. There was some live casting going on. EcoNoob has 2 HQs. That's pretty sad for him. I wonder, should he control K that? I mean, he needs the build power right now, so. But maybe once he gets these support factories up, he should be recycling one of these HQs. Get the mass back. And he does mention it in the chat there himself. So we have 72 units out, 7 pillars. We don't have any black. We don't have a shield, a power shield. So could be potentially vulnerable to air. But EcoNoob is not going for air at the minute. He does have 3 air factories, but not making T2 air. We have 3 Il Chabot out, and the guys have. Well, this is always nice to have a radar in mid. A lot of radars all over the place for these guys. They're careful not to let units pass. EcoNoob just pushing and prodding here, trying to pull the defenders in either direction as he retreats from mid. Can't expect to fight this gun commander. Now this push, he is getting kited by a couple of pillars, but there's only 2 pillars, and now, yes, the army now has to pull back, and perhaps EcoNoob can slide past and do some damage. Farms another position. Yeah, he's trying to get these walls up and just deny it. Oh yes, this is definitely getting past. Farms overreacting with all of these units, trying to catch the T1 tanks on the top. Again, superiority for farms, and he may elect to push, but there's already some defenses erected. This attack, oh, EcoNoob does say rip. I think he's not, I'm not sure why he said rip. Let's see his eco. It's not his eco. It's not accidentally upgrading a T3 Max. Still hasn't recycled this HQ. I think he should, actually. He has. Ooh, that's a nice amount of Il Chabot right now. And he has the gun, and he's moving after this commander, trying to scare him away from mid, or even potentially trap him. A lot of Il Chabot around, but has to be careful. There's a lot of units, a lot of pillars, and a lot of them are quite close to his commander. He is moving back now, getting those overcharges in. as EcoNoob tries to do what damage he can and stay away from this gun commander, because Ilshavo getting overcharged is very, very painful. So this raid came off, and he actually didn't leave much reclaim behind. This army may have, I thought it was going to get caught out and wiped, but managed to save it. We look at the score, identical, more reclaim for Farms. Still has about a 2k advantage. I wonder, yeah, it looks like EcoNoob has got all of his reclaim in his base, and I think we're going to see some T3 land soon from someone. We're at 17 minutes. This is about the time. Farms retreating. He has T2 air, and actually he's gotten that after EcoNoob. He's already on T2 air, and he has a few gunships out. It's stuck. I'm not sure what. Oh, maybe it was this guy. Not sure. And he got stuck on a wall, the poor guy. It's pretty aggressive from EcoNoob. He only has the gun, doesn't have T2 or nano or anything. Oh, takes out the T2 radar. That's pretty nice, and he has a very significant army. 15 Ilshavo, 50 T1 tanks nearby. Not much overflow for overcharge, so certainly vulnerable to pillars. Pillars generally less. They're less vulnerable to OC. They're cheaper, and so each OC is doing less damage for the Seraphim player. In comparison to Farms overcharging Ilshavo, that's a lot better for him. Have a push at the bottom. Easily crushes the T1 PD, but I don't think he'll be pushing any further. Significant army of T1 and T2 would make this simply a mass donation. Or T2 power going up. No T3 land. I really am surprised that no one's gone T3 land right now. And also, well, not a huge amount of eco. Farm's doing much better in the reclaim. He's now got 4k more reclaim. And this is quite... Oh, look at that. What was that overcharge? Did you see that? It's like... very strange. But this is dangerous for EcoNoob. He has to be very careful. This is the kind of spot where you have to be watching your commander constantly. You can't really afford to be looking at other stuff, because you have almost 50 T2 tanks here. Gun commander. On the other side we have 20 Ilshavo. I don't think this is particularly good for EcoNoob. He's low on HP. His Ilshavo are going to be overcharged, and he doesn't even have much overflow to overcharge right now, so see pausing stuff in his base, and this may be a mass donation. I think it's a bad time to push, and he's lost 5 Ilshavo now. T2 gunship's doing some work, but does he have more air? Moves in, trying to micro. This is a terrible place for an air fight above this high mountain, and it looks like it's quite a close air fight. Some not ideal micro, as they're concentrating also on their commanders. And yes, full retreat from EcoNoob. He needs to run or he is going to die. Oh, nice play. The gunships are going to the base. He needs to target this flak and then perhaps move on to the P-gens, but he may actually get all these P-gens. Now there are 2 flaks out now. Meanwhile, over here, it's just full retreat. A lot of reclaim left for Farms. He runs away now to the back, gonna aim for T2. Mexes instead, doesn't take out the last P-gen. The last pigeon is really the most valuable one to take out. But damn, the timing is very interesting here. If he had done this, if he had taken out a couple of pigeons while he was, just as he was pushing, then there's no overcharge for farms. But as it is, he pushed. A lot of Ilshavo got overcharged. He didn't have overcharge himself, and then he's pushed back, leaves the reclaim on farm side, and then afterwards takes out the power when it's actually not that painful for farms to lose it. See, he gets one pigeon up and he's already fine. He didn't even lose all of his power. He only lost 2 of the 3 pigeons, so I think that's a misplay from EcoNoob. Mistimed both of his attacks there. If he had delayed the attack, he could have just waited for the gunships to do the work and then timed the push with that. That would be a lot more effective. As it is now, I think Farms has a really nice advantage. We have a lot of units now on the bottom side, just everywhere. We have 75 pillars, 15 flags. Gunship's not going to be able to do a lot. He has to be very careful with them. Micro all over the place. Nice T2 radar snipe. EcoNoob, let's see what kind of units he has. 40 Ilshavo and 1 Autumn out now. He has T3 land. That's nice advantage over Farms, who's not even going T2 land or T3 land right now. No radar on the bottom is quite painful for the Ilshavo though. They need radar to make use of their very nice range. As do the Autumns. And oh, he's actually sniping T2 pigeons again. Will he get it? Looks like it's gonna go down. But he is leaving Juicy Reclaim behind and losing 1 pigeon. Oh, he loses it as he's going shield, so he definitely can't make shield now. Stalling heavily on energy. And perhaps this was just a kindness paid back in return by Farms to donate more mass. You know, giveth, taketh away. I really would reclaim that T2 HQ. It's not really worth having around. Seem to have a lot more T2 maxes now for Farms. We have 12. He's still stalling insanely hard on this shield. He really wants it badly. At least pause T2 radars and stuff. And see the T2 maxes for EcoNoob, only 8. So significantly less. He does have the T3 advantage. Now, can he use it? He has T3 land, he has T2 air, and yes, that's exactly what I was gonna say. Get those T2 transports out and start doing some damage. That's what we saw in the Ajax game. The power of the T2 transport for Seraphim. It is mighty. Some nice reclaim here for EcoNoob to grab. He's making T2. That's going to give him back some regen. Going to get him some health back. And ooh, Commander is dropping, and these inties have no chance of catching this guy. Flying over flak. Oh, okay. That was a bit closer than need to be, but plenty of HP anyway. If only I had air. Yep. Farms has 3 vets. He has the shield. He has... I hope he has T2. I think he does. And he has the gun. It's an incredibly powerful guy he has right here. Over 40k HP in total. Just not killable by T2 land, really. Watch what happens here. He's gonna take some damage, but he's gonna kill so many Ilshvo if they don't retreat right now. Oh, vicious. Also, as always, needs to avoid those Zuis, but he's just killed so many Ilshis now, and he's on full vet. That's really ridiculous. The Autumns, well, there's not much to be done here. We have T2PDs going up to defend this location now that the ACU has vacated it. And there's still just so many pillars in every corner of Farms' map. He has a big advantage in score. He has a lot more total mass. We have a drop, but it can't be too aggressive because we don't have air control. Ooh, we have a TML, that's good. Always gotta see TML. But he's dropping in the same place he's gonna TML, that's not ideal. Oh, nice adjustment here. Farms drops on the Autumns, he's gonna overcharge them. And they have to run away. TML's flying in. Oh, that's a T2 transport flying in a very dangerous spot. There's only one Autumn on board, but can't really expect to get past here. I think the only way he can get through in a map like this is, well, he can drop up here. This is certainly... this would be a good spot to drop. Just drop past the walls and just run in. Now, likely Farms would come drop over, but if he can kill some T2 Maxes, maybe it's okay. EcoNoob himself could come drop over here for maybe to make a TML. It's really difficult for EcoNoob to actually come back in this game right now. Farms just gonna try and maintain what he has, and he doesn't need to be aggressive. The T3 land is not making itself count in any way thanks to this epic commander, and EcoNoob is really desperate to get a kill. That's how he sees himself winning the game, I think, is killing Farms as he's in the air. Yes, was hoping for a fail landing. He is slightly desperate. Not sure how to get the win. Looks like he's trying to TML the ACU here, maybe. And he hits the mountain. Very sad. We probably are going to see T3 mechs sometime soon. Oh, we have a storaged T1 mechs. Very nice. Some damage here, but now TMD has gone up. The TML won't do anything further. Let's see how far it reaches. Oh, it can actually take out this mechs. Yeah, he is trying to TML stuff over here. I think the ACU. That's a drop. And actually, Farms had planned a drop, but he returns to drop the Percies to deal with this, and then he will continue on his merry way. 2 T2P gens get killed. They're going to be instantly rebuilt, and the reclaim is going to be left for Farms. Not effective. Farms just reacting instantly there. He had queued up. He was planning to drop his own Percies, so he just drops them back, kills EcoNoob's drop, and now he's gonna drop to the front. Oh, he doesn't want to drop into a gun commander, which will OC him. But he does have the range advantage. Actually, EcoNoob could die here with these Percies. But no, Farms just wants to retreat, keep them alive. Shield ACU falls back to its army of pillars. It has some brave Percivals at the front just eating insane amount of arty fire. And EcoNoob is not happy. He's gonna lose this entire bottom side. He has no units. He's just sending all of his tanks after the ACU, trying to get the kill. Trying to TML as well. Doing whatever he can, but Farms has taken no damage. This is just doomed. We have a lot of Percivals, still a lot of... We have flak, we have a lot of pillars, we have still full HP on this shield. And EcoNoob barely has a T2 gun commander. Now, and this is GG. Take the damn CPU. Yep, that's an i5. 4 farms, well played. A lot of good players in this tournament, and well played to both these guys for getting to the final. Well played to Farms for taking the win in the end. And that's all from me. Take care.